So this is how they got back together? Well, hello, Megan. It's about time. Let's get to the review, shall we? What up, guys, and welcome to the web's first must-see comic and nerd culture show. Welcome to the Comic Universe. I'm Dr. J. I've got a PhD in nerd culture, and I should know. I printed it out myself. What's up, you guys, and welcome back. I'm riding solo here on this video. I'm Dr. J. How's it going? And yeah, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I might be a little bit rusty about this. It's been years, and I mean years, legit years, since I reviewed a comic, which is funny because I came up as a comic reviewer. So I might be a bit rusty at this, but, you know, Young Justice, Season 3, Outsiders, the first 3 episodes just dropped on the DC Universe app, and also on the DC Universe app is a prelude tie-in comic, prequel tie-in comic that takes place in between Season 2 and Season 3, called Young Justice Torch Songs. It's 2 chapters long, it's just one story, and this basically tells the story of how M'gann and Connor got back together. And gotta say, I really enjoyed it. You know, for those of you guys who are shippers and you're wondering, alright, you know, towards the end of things, they got really close on Mars, but they never really officially got together. Are they gonna get together? Will our ship be back? Is our ship setting sail, or is it forever just sinking at the bottom of the sea? Well, I'm here to tell y'all the Super Martian ship, I believe that is what the ship is called, Super Martian, right? Definitely is sailing and is very strong. You know, if you spent any time in the Young Justice community, you know shipping was a huge part of the fandom, as it is per any fandom. And let me tell you, the M'gann Connor Kent one was massive. You know, it's different from the you know, actual Young Justice comics where Connor was in a relationship with Cassie. But again, the show and the comics are 2 completely different things. Honestly, like, you can't really compare the show to the comics because it's like so different that it's just kind of an in-name only, but both are great in their own respect. But speaking of comics, let's talk about this one, Torch Songs. So this one is written by, and I'm looking at the credits right now, Greg Weisman, with art by Christopher Jones, colors by Kelly Fitzpatrick, cover art by Christopher Jones, and it's edited by Christy Quinn. So this story, like I said, is essentially the, you know, takes place in between Season 1 and Season 2. And, you know, there's still that tension between Connor and M'gann, not only because of, you know, what she did to Simon before, putting him in that, like, vegetative state, that coma, but also she realizes that she, you know, M'gann kind of tried to, like, alter Connor's memories to make Connor forget about what she did to, you know, kind of get rid of that bad memory between them. And, you know, it means something, especially for Connor, because, you know, if you guys remember Connor's backstory for the Young Justice TV show, he was, you know, created in Project Cadmus, where, like, a lot of the clones and the different genome thing, I forget what those things are called, but they were basically in his head, basically giving him all the information, so he was, you know, pretty intelligent and he knew a lot of stuff. But they were in his head all the time, kind of forcing him to know things, and almost, like, it was to the point where they were, like, slowly brainwashing him, and so he doesn't really like people inside his head. Now, M'gann, her touch in his mind was something that he always found comfort in. So, like, someone he could always feel safe around, knowing that she's in his head. But when she did that, she did something to take something away from him that reminded him of Cadmus, to pervert her touch like that, something that meant so much to him. It really affected him, which is why he couldn't forgive her, and why there's, you know, that rift between them. And even though they did get closer on Mars, you know, in Season 2, in between Season 2 and 3, when they, because if you remember at the end of Season 2, Superboy and McGann and Beast Boy end up going sent by Aqualad on a mission to Mars. So apparently on this mission to Mars that they embark on at the end of season 2, they end up getting really close, but then Connor ends up kind of falling back and pushing her away a bit. And again, this really affects Megan because, Megan is still in love with Connor and she still has very strong feelings for Connor. And it's definitely eating her up inside. And so, they're going on this mission. Of course, Babs assigns them on this mission to go after Simon. Of course, an old enemy with Megan. And, of course, with that whole putting him in the vegetative state, they have that history. And, of course, Connor wants to come along, not only just to have Megan's back, but to make sure she doesn't do the same kind of thing to him again. Now, I think this was really clever. Simon ends up going to basically a Comic-Con, and so essentially he kind of blends in with all the cosplayers and different things like that. And also he's using his psychic powers to fool everybody, give them a mental image of what he wants them to see, kind of like what Emma Frost did in the X-Men First Class movie. And so the interesting thing is we end up seeing the actress who played Megan's mother in the old TV show Hello Megan, which is one of Megan's favorite programs, which she received in transmissions to Mars from Earth that Jean sent. And that's the whole reason she took the name Megan, and why her human form looks like what Marie Logan looked like in the show, and the fact that she gave Connor the name Connor. It actually came from Megan's boyfriend from the show. And so what happens is Megan actually she ends up going into a panel that is hosted by the actress, and she's having a Q&A section, and Megan's like, oh, no one's gonna bring up Hello Megan, it wasn't that popular, no one's gonna talk about it. And so Connor kind of gives her a push, like, Megan, you're the bravest person I've ever met, there's no way you should be afraid to ask a question. And so she ends up asking about her time on Hello Megan, and it was she ends up the actress is like, whoa, you look a lot like Marie did back in the day. I know she had a son, but you could definitely be her daughter. And then Gar shows up, and he's like, well, yeah, I am her son. My name's Gar Logan, and this is my sister Megan. And then she's like, well, after the panel, we should definitely talk. And then so they end up talking. They end up telling her about Marie's passing, and the actress kind of reflects, like, she was such a sweetheart. I really did love her. We were a big family on the set. It really does, it really does hurt to see that she's gone. Different things like that. And then Simon ends up attacking them, and what he does is he uses Megan's insecurity, and he basically exploits kind of a weak point in her psyche, which is kind of her emotional safety blanket, where she goes to escape. And of course, as many people do, myself included, she used TV as an escapism back in the day. And her safe place is, of course, manifested as a Hello Megan episode. And it is the episode of Hello Megan where Megan is basically nervous about messing up a song for a particular talent show or recital or whatever. And so that basically they're trapped in Megan's mind, trying to play out the episode, but also they're trying to figure out how to get out there to stop Simon. And essentially, when we hear normal cheesy 90s sitcom dialogue and laugh tracks and stuff like that, but then there's a point where she says, what if I mess up the song? What if Connor doesn't like the song? What if Connor never forgives me? And that right there is the real Megan talking under that. Her whole thing, her whole insecurity isn't just about, it is about Connor never forgiving her for what she did to him, and the things she's capable of doing, like what she did to Simon. And so basically it comes down to the point where Connor has to really kind of look within himself and realize, no, look, I pushed you away. I was just scared, but I need you just as much as you need me. We need each other. We're a team. We'll always be a team, and no matter what, no matter how far, who we're with, what we're doing, I will always love you. And oh my God, if that was not the sweetest moment I've ever read. Well, okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but that was such a sweet moment, and I couldn't help just be like, oh, oh, and well, I'm not gonna spoil a big plot point in the Young Justice Season 3 premiere, but there's a point in the Young Justice Season 3 premiere that definitely is the crescendo of this character development, especially within the relationship. And oh my God, like, having read this tie-in, it definitely makes that revelation that we get in the Season 3 premiere a lot more impactful, and I really enjoyed it. Also, just a side note, I really enjoyed the presentation of, like, reading my comics on the TV. As someone who, you know, reads both a lot of digital and physical comics, a lot of times digital navigation is a bit messy, and the presentation's a bit weird, but very clean, very simple, easy interface to navigate. I really enjoyed it. I might start reading a couple of the other stuff that DC, the other back issues that DC has on the app, just to see it and test it out. But who knows? I really enjoyed this issue, but let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to Hulk smash that like button like you mean it. And also, smash that subscribe button as well, and become one of Earth's mightiest subscribers today. We'd really appreciate it. Join the Youniverse today. All our social medias are in the description down below. We've got it all: Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So be sure to follow us up on there to keep up to date with what we're doing. All of us, myself, C-Dubs, DPZ. We've got a bunch of great new stuff coming through this new year. New giveaways, contest, a bunch of great stuff ready for you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, but until next time, this is Jay from Mr. J's Reviews for the Comic Universe, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time in the universe. Peace.